My entitled wife allowed her best woman to propose on our wedding day, even though I said no. Now she's regretting everything because I want a divorce? I told Alexa 4 separate times. Stacy couldn't propose at our reception. Every single time she'd agree to my face. Then a week later, Stacy would ask again like we'd never had the conversation. It's just one moment, my wife kept saying. We'll barely notice. The thing is, Stacy had always been this way. She wasn't a bad person, just completely self-centered. She'd cancel our plans last minute because something better came up. Show up unannounced at our apartment with drinks when Alexa and I had date night planned. Instead of leaving, she'd guilt trip Alexa about never seeing her anymore. And the restaurant thing drove me crazy. Stacy would order the most expensive entree, multiple appetizers, and top-shelf drinks. Then when the bill came, she'd immediately say, let's just split it evenly. It's easier that way. Not for me and Alexa, who were on a budget, but Alexa loved Stacy. They'd been best friends since high school. I never asked Alexa to choose between us. I tolerated Stacy's behavior because that's what you do when you love someone. But I drew a hard line at our wedding day. 2 months before the ceremony, I sat Alexa down. This is our day, I told her. The one day that's supposed to be about us. Stacy gets every other day of the year. She just can't have this one. Alexa nodded and promised she'd tell Stacy it was a firm no. You're right, she said. I'll talk to her tomorrow. I believed her. That was my mistake. The wedding day itself was perfect. The ceremony was beautiful. Alexa looked stunning walking down the aisle. We said our vows, kissed, and everyone cheered. The reception started smoothly. We did our entrance, cut the cake, listened to speeches. Everything was going according to schedule. Then we sat down to watch the slideshow. Photos from our relationship, from the proposal. Alexa was crying happy tears and squeezing my hand. The slideshow ended. The lights came up. We were about to do our first dance. That's when Stacy grabbed the microphone from the DJ booth. Can everyone quiet down? She said. I have something really special I want to share. My stomach dropped. I looked at Alexa. She wasn't looking at me. She was looking at Stacy with this nervous, excited smile. She knew. Alexa knew this was happening. Stacy's girlfriend walked out holding a small box. The crowd started murmuring. Stacy got down on one knee right there on the dance floor. Our dance floor, where Alexa and I were supposed to have our first dance. Will you marry me? Stacy said into the microphone. The crowd exploded. People were crying, cheering, pulling out their phones. Our photographer literally turned his back on us to capture Stacy's proposal. Flash after flash as guests took photos of Stacy. Not of us. I sat there watching our wedding reception become someone else's engagement party. After 10 minutes of chaos, Alexa finally came back to our table. Her makeup was smudged from happy tears. Wasn't that beautiful? She said, beaming. I'm so glad we could give them this moment. I looked at her, really looked at her. This woman I just married. I want a divorce, I said quietly. She laughed, actually laughed like I'd made a joke. Stop being dramatic. Let's go do our first dance. I'm not being dramatic, I said, standing up. I told you 4 times this couldn't happen. You looked me in the eye and lied. Her smile finally faded. It's not that big of a deal. Our photographer missed our entire entrance because he was filming Stacy's proposal, I said. The dance floor we paid for is covered in her rose petals. Half our guests think they came to an engagement party. People were starting to notice we were arguing. You made me feel crazy for months, I continued. The whole time you were planning to let this happen anyway. Alexa's face went pale. I thought once it happened, you'd realize it wasn't a big deal. You thought about what you wanted, about what Stacy wanted. You didn't think about what I wanted at all. I walked toward the exit. Alexa grabbed my arm. Where are you going? You and Stacy can handle the rest, I said. I left, walked right out of my own wedding reception, got in my car, and drove away. That was 3 days ago. Alexa's left me 47 voicemails begging me to come home, saying she's sorry, saying she didn't think I'd actually leave, but I didn't leave because of the proposal. I left because she chose Stacy over me on the one day that was supposed to be ours. So yeah, I want a divorce.